Right, good evening everyone. It's Christmas. Woo-hoo-hoo. In case you haven't guessed. I think I've started the stream a little bit early, but that's not a problem. So, yeah, just give me a little report to say you can see me all. Can we see me? Oh, I can't see me, so... Comment in the chat just to make sure I'm live. Don't know what's going on. Oh, that's better. Seems to be very laggy. Says it's an excellent connection, but there we go. Right, okay then. So, what's been going on? Well, you might be able to see that the lighting that's on the platform is working. So yeah, that's basically been my fun for the day. So we've got a new building just on the station, just there. So I need to weather that down. So at the moment it looks very bright and very unweathered. Is probably the best way to explain it. So yeah, the lighting on the platform now. There's 11. Hang on. 12 lights in total. Sorry, I'm trying to think now. I need to have a count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Yeah, 13 lights. 13 lights. Like the Christmas shirt, John. Thank you very much. I do like my Christmas shirt. However, it is stiflingly hot in here because I've got a t-shirt on under this as well because I thought it'd be cold. But there we go. So yes, Merry Christmas, as it seems. So yeah, the idea of doing the lighting today, so I've got it all wired in and all this sort of stuff, and I thought, oh, you know what I'll do, I'll wire in some of it, wired in sort of the first part of it, and then I was thinking, maybe that's asking too much, maybe I'm sort of going to put too much load on the actual unit, because it's only a 1 amp output for the sort of building lights. So yeah, I thought, oh, I'll put it on a relay, like this sort of thing. Now, ever since I've done that, I've done it, I've wired it in and all this sort of stuff, and literally like 5 minutes before the stream I thought, oh, I'll just dive up in the loft section and I'll plug in and I'll just make sure it's all working okay. Now for some reason those lights are now not working, so I don't know what I've done wrong. I'm really quite concerned that I've messed up my messed up my lighting unit, so I will be very annoyed about that if I have. But hey ho, it is one of those things with railways. So yeah, at the moment what I've done is I've quickly just sort of hot wired the, well, in actual fact I've basically got a relay that's basically positioned, well, all I've basically done is the relay that's basically wired to the 12-volt output that was supposed to turn the lighting on and off itself. All I've done is I've basically just bridged it just to basically make the lights go on, because I don't know if the building lights are going to work or not, basically, until we get the dimming of the lights from overhead, basically. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm sure at some point it will do it in the stream, but hey ho. So let's see who's in. So Haunted Railways Jake, good evening. You were the first one in. Clyde Bridge Station shortly after. Tim Muslin, thank you very much. He was the one that said about my shirt. Thank you very much. Johnny Ward has just joined the stream as well. So I hope you're well, mate. And yes, I did go online and do your booking form for the Shildon event. So really looking forward to that. Super excited by that one. So yeah, right. So what's basically been happening? What's going on, etc. So I've been busy playing with lots of different buildings, lighting, etc. And I've been buying lots of coaches with lights already fitted in them. So now you will have seen on the stream before, I've got things like the quad art set, the decorated quad art set from work that run around on my layout, and they look very pretty and nice, all lit up, etc. So what I've actually gone and done is I've gone and bought some additional coaches with lighting. So I went and bought the Dapol top light set, which some of you may have seen in another video that I posted on my YouTube. Those are currently away and probably won't get back till the new year now, because they're now shut. So they've gone to West Hill Wagon Works for them to make some 3D couplings, 3D printed couplings, the magnetic couplings, to join the rakes together, because honestly the bars that they supply a 9mm bar or 11mm bar, so quite close coupled. The 9mm bar is absolutely useless. It won't even go around a third radius. So I didn't actually try it on fourth in the end. Actually, I was trying it on third, because I know down the far end the loop, the inside loop is third radius, so I always test things on the third radius in net. So there we go. Iron Horse Railways, good evening, John Boy. Good evening, mate. I hope you are well. So I've looking forward to your video. Something to do with a locomotion. Oh yeah, woohoo! So yeah, look forward to seeing that, mate, and see how you get on with it. Just throw a piece of wire in there that I just stripped off. So yeah, we have platform lighting, which is on permanently at the moment. So we will just have to wait and see for the Wasset lighting. It's about an hour. It takes. I don't know if it's going to start from the time I did it, which in that case is basically going to be about 8 o'clock. So we'll just have to wait and see. Did the platform rebuild go well in the end, John? Yes, it did. Well, they're back in place, as you can see. They're all level, etc. And now it's a case of the platforms are a good height that the doors will work. Oh no, what's happened to this one? That's never good. It looks like I've lost one of the lights already. Tired, mate. Yeah, tired. Yeah, something like that. So yeah. So gauge master, platform lights, etc. So not sure if it's your shirt or the lighting is brighter. Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate that. Obviously, you saw it at the Christmas do, though, so you know it's pretty cool. I like my shirt. So yeah, we're basically just playing around. Been playing around with lighting a lot. So yeah, yeah, it really does look like that one's gone and died a death. What do you do? Nothing I can do, really. Yeah, all the others seem to be working, so I guess I've just got a bulb out in the middle of my platform, which is not very nice. I don't like things like that. I like it all to work. Better all work, I'll be annoyed. Annoyed! Well, I've got a new grid on the block. Ooh. Hopefully new layout Christmas Eve. Excellent. That should be good. Dave, good evening. Hope you're well. I'm a bit slow today, actually. I feel a bit sort of flustered, I think is probably the best way to explain it. But there we go. So, I was going on about coaches, wasn't I? So yeah, we've got the quad art set, the decorated sample of quad arts. So basically they are the Clark Railworks decorated samples with the lighting in and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's a case of the lights will be on those. Now sat just behind them, there is the what's this? There is the Acura scale. So they're the Mark 1 Suburbans, and it's a case of they have lighting in them as well. So I managed to pick up 3 of them fairly recently as well. At the lead of those, we can see the 31. It's the case. So and we can spot a little Christmas tree that's appeared on the platform as well. And yeah, let's see who can guess who the first person is we can possibly think of that stood next to me. That really didn't make any sense, did it? So who is the chap that stood there next to me and Jenna on the platform? I wonder. So he's not allowed to say his own thing, though. We'll see if anybody else can guess it, but there we go. New model railway, Craig. Yep, indeed it is. So Mr. Iron Horse has joined the fleet of figures that are basically on the platform now, and we've got the Father Christmas. Excellent. Father Christmas in a leather jacket. Very cool. Awesome. So yeah, Mr. Iron Horse has joined the bodies on the layout. So yeah. Right. So I think what we'll do, at some point I will get round to spending some time and changing all of my noisy point motors for servos, but that might not happen just yet. So. Is it an elf? Excellent. I didn't think I'd put an elf actually on the layout. I could have painted someone green and just put an elf on the layout. That would have been quite funny, wouldn't it? So, oh, the truck's charged. Quick, I'll get the truck on charge and going. Oh, I've just realised you guys can't see me. I've turned that camera off where I was doing my platform stuff. So, there we go. Get the truck back on the layout, going round, etc. Just figured out why that was playing up earlier, because I didn't have a thing directly in the way, but there we go. Right, so the truck is running around the layout. Cool. 156 Andrew, Shortbread Express, good evening. Do you control your platform lights through DCC? The idea is the sort of environmental lighting that I have on the layout, Tim, is that it's a case of that basically does night and day. And then what happens when it goes to night time, it then has a separate output which then supplies power to building lights, etc. Now, I'm not entirely sure what's happened, but in the midst of me trying to wire in the platform lights with a relay to basically trigger all them, because they're old style bulbs, they're not LEDs or anything like that, I've done something. I'm not sure what the heck's going on at the moment, so I'm kind of waiting with bated breath just to see if the building lights come on when the lighting drops. I've disconnected the relay for the platform lighting, and it's now a case of that is now wired direct to the DCC. So yeah, eventually I probably will have to come up with some sort of system to tie trying to think of the word now, to try and tie the lighting in with the DCC. So it might be a case of maybe I'll get the system to trigger an occupancy, and then that occupancy will then automatically fire a closed signal to 400 or something like that, which basically works, which ironically works the shed lighting behind me at the moment. So the DCC lighting, the 400 on the lighting over there, that does actually control that. So it's the rest of the building lights that I need to work on and figure out a good method for. And as I say, hopefully I haven't done any damage to the lighting system that I basically tuck in the loft of the train room, the hobby room. So yeah, well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens when it starts going night time. Fingers crossed, but there we go. Let's just see if I've missed anything. Father Christmas, everyone's saying hello. Chat scrolls so quickly sometimes that I really do have to play catch up with it as well and stuff. So yeah, right, what we'll do is we'll get the 31 out of the way. As I said, these have the Acura scale Mark 1 Suburbans behind at the moment with all the lights in. So new, in fact, that I haven't even actually put magnetic couplings between the actual coaches either, which I will do eventually. But yeah, literally, they probably only came out of the packet the other day, went on the layout, and then I need to get on with it. I'll do a video which goes live on the 1st of January. Very cool. So yeah, we'll get this one rolling away. We've got another Lomac, so Clark Railworks Lomac, that's joined the fleet of Lomacs, so I now have 4 in total. But I saw a weathered yellow one, actually, so Neil, who works at Ellis Clark Trains, he done a very nice weathered one in the cabinet. And yeah, I saw the weathered one and was just like, do you know what, actually, that's really nice. So yeah, that's very cool. So good evening from Tom and Sophie and puppy Pippa, 9 weeks old. Wow, little puppy, cool. That's actually very cool. We like that. Very cool indeed. Only 56 in the fleet. I mean, I'm already planning to buy more 31s at some point, because I was thinking I wouldn't have a 31, but then Mr. New Junction, he's probably not in the chat yet, but Mr. New Junction lent me one, and consequently I ended up going, ooh, I actually really like that. So yeah, needless to say, I ended up getting one. So yeah. Oh, we've got a new tree that's been planted as well, so that should be pretty cool. Nothing misses you, does it? So right, I've just got to get this 31 parked down the far end here. The far end is still a dumping ground. I'm basically concentrating on getting all the scenic work done in here and all the other bits done in here before I move on down to that end. It'll get there eventually. Tim says, will I either be getting the Acura Scale 60 or the Cavalex 60? That's a good question, actually. Well, you'll probably just have to wait and find out. So, let's just get him parked. Get him parked down the end there. And then we can come back. Akira Scale 60, he's well in Richard. What's happened to my camera? Oh no, what's happened to my camera? Hang on. Let's try that again. Ah, there we go. It might be, I might have a 60, Akira Scale 60 come in, or I might have a Cavalex 60, or I might have both come in because I want to be unbiased and to see which one I like, etc. But yeah, there's definitely at least one of each coming. I've got the Cavalex one on order and wanted to give them a try. So I mean, the 56s are fab little locos, to be honest. They're really, really good. So right, as it's already been spotted, so I can't really get away with it. So this was at the request of my lovely wife. I wasn't sure if I was going to get a Deltic or not, but my wife saw it was purple, and that's it basically. At the end of the day, if I want to continue in this hobby, I've got to keep the wife happy. So yes, I have the purple Porterbrook Deltic. This is run number 2. How did her birthday go? She loved it. Nice relaxing day at the spa. It's nice and tight in this platform with this thing as well, so yeah. Woo! Kelly Ashford Train, sorry for coughing so much. You do understand we can't hear you. So yeah, we'll just get him in the platform, then we'll have to get the 20 with the... never seen a Deltic before. Well, the Akira Scale one is very nice. There are still a few available, I believe. And, you know, there are places that still might have them in stock as well. So, yeah, by all means, go and have a little look around and see what you can find, basically. So, yes, right, we'll go back to number 2. We'll turn the Deltic off. Can't hear yourself think with the Deltic running, that's the only problem. Even though it is a very cool sound, I wouldn't mind one. That's quite impressive. Haven't updated the file yet. Need to change the thing. The new junction transit. Yeah, it just appeared there one day. I don't know how it got there. So it's quite funny. So I've just kind of left it. Although the amusing thing is I've got a little plan actually at some point, but I've not managed to do it yet actually. So yeah, annoyingly I've just reminded myself that I needed to do it. So never mind. We will do it at some point. Chase a loco around. Woo-hoo. So, amusingly, that's one of the earlier 21-pin models. Now, I don't know if any of you guys actually saw the TMC, excuse me. They were having a little sale on the run-up to Christmas. So, yeah, basically... currently I've got one of the newer 20s with a Plux 22, and Mr. New Junction has, I currently have his one here, and he has my, when I get my brain in gear in a minute. Oh my goodness, the cameras aren't in order either, for some reason. What is going on? Cameras really aren't in order, are they? I'll have to just click it. Oh, a horrible thing. Never mind. Quads, they are cool. I do like the quad arts. They are very cool. So, yeah. But of course, I was playing around with his 20, and TMC basically had this nice Christmas sale on. So I basically come across that they did a weathered. One of those 20s for 130 quid, or I think it was 131 something. But it was just like, do you know what? That's just way too good an offer for me to refuse, basically. So, yeah. Just here is the weathered example of one of those 8015 new green diesels that Batman are doing. So yeah, it's very nice actually. So let me just deal with this. I have to stack the engines up at the moment because I'm running out of space. And then what I can do is I can go there and I can show you a nice weathered one. So yeah, nice dirty weathered Class 20. So yeah, I was quite impressed with that one. For 130 quid I thought I'd do that, and then of course I had a decoder sat there, which came from roads and rails. So yeah, the only thing I am waiting on at the moment is I'm waiting for Mr. Engine Man to send me a sound file for it. Now I do have the ESU sound file that I've chucked on there just for testing, so it's literally a case of it is usable, but it's a case of we're just waiting for the proper sound file before it dawns the layout properly. So yeah, right, anyway, Mr. Iron Horse will be very happy right now because I need to start the Deltic back up. Playing with each other's choppers, well I never. Very good. Never thought of that actually. Oh. So is everybody finished for Christmas? Broken up for Christmas? I'm going to be working tomorrow. Basically finishing off a few things just before we go away for Christmas. And then basically I think we're officially back on the 2nd, I believe. So yeah, that'll be a nice break, but I'm up north, I'm down south, I'm going here, going there, etc. Break up Christmas Eve, yep, that sounds about right for everybody. Spend time with the family, yes, wouldn't that be nice? Just problem is my family are like 200 miles that way and her family are 100 miles that way, so yeah, it all ends up being a bit of fun. So not sure if I want the purple one though. I quite fancy one of the green ones, if I'm honest. The only thing I have noticed though is for some reason the Deltic doesn't like uncoupling on the ramps, actually, which is a little bit annoying. And as you'll see in a minute, so I need to get it parked. Right, let me just run it into the buffer stop. Okay, so I'm probably about 4mm off the buffer stop, right? That there is where the blade is for the point. So yeah, it's a little bit tight squeezing this thing in there, but it does go in there. Hopefully it runs across the platform, because I can't actually remember if I've tried this or not. That buffer's mighty close. Oh, that buffer's really close, in fact. I think I missed Alan's comment. Do the trucks only go in one direction, or can they reverse them? I can't reverse them because of the way I've done the magnetic tape, actually. So they do drive in reverse, i.e. you can use the controller and hold reverse, and they will actually run in reverse. I'll tell you what I'll do. If I go to that one. What I'll do is I'll stop it on the way back, Alan, and I'll hit reverse, and you can actually see the reverse light on it as well. So it brakes to a stop, then the reverse lights come on. And of course the problem there is it jackknifes. And starts to try and drive up the track. But anyway, yeah, you can reverse them, albeit for a very short distance. So good bit of fun. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the Volkswagen, the Beetle that they're doing. Actually, I think that'll be a really cool addition to have. So the Deltic is just slowly making its way in front of me on Flymo's bridge. H&H Express model N-scale trains. Hello, Jake. So that's a new name. I've not seen that one in the chat before. So welcome to the channel, and I hope you're well, and Merry Christmas. just wait for this to clear the little... I have a little marker, little mile marker post that's just sat there actually, and I can just see the top of it, so it kind of gives me a visual indicator to show me where the shows me where the loco is clear of the point then, basically, as well. Oh, I've got some other things I need to show you guys as well, actually. So this section here, before I basically had it wired so the ABC worked on the points and all this sort of stuff and everything, and you could basically control the ABC on the signals. So what I've done now is I've been adding additional ABC sections to the layout and adding additional relays to basically control the ABC. So I use a little relay by Ewenbrock, little tiny thing, there you go. So that is a Ewenbrock SD2, and it's basically 2 contacts and it's 2 addresses. So you can basically have, per each contact, you can basically set up as a different DCC address. So it can tie in quite nicely with the signals, and that's exactly what I've done. Basically I've, what was that? Quite weird. So basically what I've done is I've tied them into the signal addresses as well, basically. So yeah, that then allows me to stop trains in certain areas and all this kind of stuff. So if we go here, and we go to camera 2. .60 I have is the longest loco. I do have a Hornby 60 actually, so I could try that actually. I don't think I've ever run it round the end actually, so yeah, I might just give that a go at some point. She's a big gal. Couple of heights probably. 52 is the biggest, big one too. Yeah, well, I had a 5-inch gauge Western at one point, and trying to get that in a car was absolute minefield at some point because it was really wouldn't fit at all. So yeah. Merry Christmas, folks. Hope your garage loss are warmer than mine tonight. Mine's okay. It's not too terrible. Actually, I could probably crank the heating up a tiny bit. It's only on 18 at the moment. But yeah, obviously sat still now. So I had a bit of a rush prior to the stream starting. So yeah, what I could do is just up that. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, and that's annoying. Dean Park has decided to have his his December update and his Christmas thing go live exactly the same time as me. Lovely, fantastic. So, competing channels. Who knew? Maybe we should all just get together and say, hey, I'll have this time slot, you have that time slot, etc. Wouldn't that be nice? Right. Let's get this thing on the way, because it's gonna sound cool. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to stop it at the junction on the other side. So what we basically have is we have this signal just here, and basically with the ABC section live, because it's red, it will now basically pull up to that signal, so that's pretty cool. There we go, see? So then it will basically just sit there and wait until I then change the signal back. So what I can do in the meantime though, we can send off for the 31 to come back in. I'm staying here. Me and my mate John are going to mess around with his Deltic. I'm glad you said that and not Chopper. Let's just go to the loop and make sure things are moving, which they are. That's good. Right, so we'll see that thing in a second. Let's go tunnel vision. As I got the cold start turned on the Deltic, that's quite funny. Porridge jockey. Whoa, that's going fast. I'll break that a little bit, shall I? Can't hear the 31 over the Deltic, that's what's cracking me up. Cannot hear the 31 at all. So again, we've got the red signal there as well, so basically even though the points are set correctly, it's a case of that should now come in and wait. Why do the 37s have different sound horns for? Different sound horns for? We got the two ends, so they'll generally be different sounds at each end, depending on the horn type. And then of course the 37.0 and the 37.4, they'll be different again. So yeah, and then of course we'll probably go into the 37.9s that they've now done as well. So yeah, there will be differences, there will be changes that will happen, etc. Sodor Dan the Man. Dan the Man. We'll get the Deltic out of here, shall we? Give that some power out of there. Look at that. Sounds good. Sounds really good, that. Get in the platform. Right, I bet I've overshot that because I can't see it from here because I've got the curtain shut. Oh no, I've shorted it! Oh! That's pretty cool. I've shorted it. Yay! Right, let's move the Deltic a little bit further forward. I need to get some block detection sorted for the far end actually, so I can actually see where the locos are down that far end. However, I will have lots of cameras to basically hi Craig, and of course hitting by the way John JMC. There's Thomas and his coaches, indeed, there's Thomas and his coaches. He will be out later for our amusement. But yeah, at the moment it's literally a case of we're just basically having a little play. So what we should do is we shall stop him there. John likes his cam. Yeah, you don't have to pay a subscription to my cam though, Craig. Right, let's go and shunt a 31. I put the woman, or sorry, I put the man with the golf clubs basically stood next to the bin because he's just a little bit easier to see the top of him than he is the top of the bin actually. So yeah, there we go. John's do that, always cams, OnlyFans was taken. Oh dear. It's gone downhill, has it? Right. Okay. It's Christmas, come on! Yeah, I've definitely gone all over the place, Jake. I've been a bit of a busy boy, so yep. So, 85741 Productions. Hi, John JMC. Good evening. Is that a BR Class 31 you're running? It is indeed. This is one of the Akira scale ones. I said I wasn't going to get one, and then I got loaned one by Mr. New Junction, who you can quite happily see on the bridge there. And yeah, basically. I've been experimenting with cheap Amazon inspection cams for things corrected directly to my phone charging port. Ooh, very cool. Go away. Why is my phone responding to that? That's quite worrying. I'm a big fan of Akira scale. Me too. I have 15. Yes, 15 of their Class 37s. So we've got the 3 Eastern Region Mark 1 Suburbans that you can see in the screen there as well. They're Akira scales as well. They are the latest edition of coaching stock to the layout. Very nice. I'm trying to go for some coaching stock at the moment that has lighting, because the layout, as you'll see throughout the stream, it will go night and day. So hopefully, all being well, and I haven't mucked up any of the settings. We should see the layout go to nighttime mode. We should hopefully see some of the buildings turn some lights on as well, and yeah, we'll basically be able to see all the coach lighting in its glory. That's going too far. Oh no, hang on, that's the wrong one. Oops. Same problem when you've got 2 controllers in front of you. You can hear the 20 approaching. Excuse me, guys. Mucky eye. Yeah. Jilly, love Akira scale too. Just wish there were fewer delicate bits. Oh dear, dear. What have you broken off your models then? 5704 on pre-order with them, as well as J94s, and have the port pins on order from D-Rails. Very cool. That's pretty cool. Stuart Wright. Good evening, good to see you in the chat. Nice to see the changes have been made to the platform ramps and the Midland gas lamps. Yes, although I'm not overly happy with them, because they should have been turning on and off with the night and day lighting on the layout, but for some reason something's happened. The relay's not working, and I've had to quickly disconnect the relay and then wire them straight in by basically bridging out 2 of the pins on the relay. So there we go, basically. So yeah, all being well, I'm hoping that when we see the layout go nighttime, that it's not done any damage to the system up in the loft section of the layout, because basically the night and day, the building lights come on and off with that system. So fingers crossed, yeah, fingers crossed it's still working and I haven't done any damage, etc. So just bought an Andrew Barclay. If that counts as Akira scale, probably not. Well, it technically is. They're the ones that have bought the tooling from Hatton's now and rebranded them. So yep, I've got a couple of them that I need to get on with and put some sound and stay alives and probably a few little extras in, but that will be a New Year's job as well. So yeah, handrails on the Manor whilst detaching the tender and installing the decoder. Luckily, it didn't drop on the black hole of the garage floor. Yeah, do you know what that is? That is the absolute thing with carpets and everything like that. So I've gone and put this carpet in here when I first moved in here and everything like that, with underlay and all that kind of stuff. And I thought I'll make it a nice light blue colour, because I thought that would be really easy to see black things on the floor. Problem is I probably need to get the vacuum out, because there's so many black things on the floor in here that, yeah, quite frankly, I'll never find anything. I'll just end up constantly picking up black bits off the floor, but there we go. So, yeah, the 20 has now come to a stop, so it's basically waiting for the signal. But what we've got to do first is we've got to basically get something out of the way. So, just making sure it's all coupled up. That's the only problem I need. It's the only problem with the layout being above you as well, so... Lots of new people in the chat tonight. I'm really flattered and honoured, by the way, so yeah, thank you so much. It's really cool actually to see some new faces in the chat. But yeah, things are... As you see, things are progressing cool. If you've got any questions or anything like that, by all means, drop them in the chat and I'll get round to reading them as well. I just want to know what happened to the Hatton's O-gauge A1 and A3 and the A4 tooling. Think they should be taken on, sold cheaply to compete against the Dapple O-gauge range. The only problem there is someone's got to take a punt on them, excuse me. Someone's basically got to take him up and that sort of thing, and they weren't the best of models, to be honest. Lots of problems with motors and all sorts of stuff with them, so yeah, whoever does take them on has got to spend a little bit of time sorting and fixing them, etc. So yeah. Got a right itchy nose, sorry. So yeah. What's everybody expecting for Christmas as well? That's the other thing. Is everyone expecting nice locos for Christmas and all this sort of stuff? See, this is a problem. I saw in the chat earlier, someone said to me that what am I expecting for Christmas? Am I getting any locos for Christmas, etc.? The only problem I have with that is I tend not to ask my family to get me any stock or trains or anything like that, because 9 times out of 10, if I see something I want, I just go and buy it. I'll just go and buy it, basically. So yeah, asking my poor family to sort of, you know, get me a loco is just a bit daft, really, because, well, I just get it. So Wangok, nice festive shirt, John. Thank you very much. I'm very proud of my shirt, actually. It's very nice. I can't remember where I got it from. I got it last year, and yeah, I thought I'd treat you all to the festive mood and wear a nice Christmas shirt for you all. Excellent. Right, let's get this 31 out of the way. Give it a good thrash out of there. Expecting nothing at all for Christmas. My girlfriend doesn't buy me anything from her or the kids except £200 to spend on her while she's spending nothing on me. I think that's how it works. Yeah, I do think that's how it works, to be honest. I've wrapped me 37 up because Susie got me a sound chip and speaker for it and wanted to check it all working. Excellent, that's cool. The t-shirt is interfering with my channel signal here in 5. I don't think it is. I don't think it's got some sort of magical ability that it does that, to be honest, but if you say so, I'll kind of have to believe you. Aha, we're starting to go nighttime. Right, well, I'm really happy to report that building lights are still working. I'm a little bit disappointed to see that okay, well, it will still look pretty cool. Let's just go and check where that thing is. Got to park things in the loop, otherwise I'd run out of room. I need to finish doing my special little sidings, etc. Oh, come on. Hit the wrong button then. Get that just in there. I'm going to say it wrong, but I swear I saw a comment in here earlier from is it Aziza? So she was commenting on one of my posts during the week, actually, and I told her to pop into the live stream. So yeah, it was really cool. Really cool that she has done. Really cool to see her in the chat. Building a model railway has, from what I gather, some idea of what she's doing, but then she's come along to the channel to basically asking for help. So that's pretty cool. I like that. You know, if she's got any questions or anything like that, drop them in the chat, and I'm sure we'll all, including you guys, I'm sure we'll all give us some answers, etc. So that's pretty cool. Right, let's go back to here a minute. Let's just shunt, no. What? Starting to realise why the old 20s are no good. So the set of coaches that you guys can see there, that's the oh! Excuse hands. But there we go. Waiting for the Rapido GWR Set B coaches, hopefully in the new year, but not before Christmas. If anybody watched my December update, which went live yesterday, what about the surprise loco? I will have to go and watch that now, Clydebridge. So, Mark Wilson, good evening and Merry Christmas to you. Curiosity's got the better of me now. I need to work out if the carry on driving. Everyone can say hi to Mark in the meantime. Best of it was that you saw it at the end of the November update, and no one commented on the new arrival. That's funny. I could probably do that myself, actually, the amount of new arrivals I keep getting at the moment. I need to stop buying locos, is the honest answer. Otherwise, I'm just going to get to the point where I get annoyed with myself and have a mass clear out again. So, any Steam running tonight? No. That's a good point, actually. That's a very good point. Let's get rid of some dirty diesels, and we'll have some steam engines. The Deltic might have to stay on, though. Yeah, we'll certainly get rid of the 20. Let's get rid of the 20. Let's send it on its merry little way. Problem is, where do you send it? Might have to be clever a second, bear with me. Sorry, I'm back. Right. Jake wants something steamy. Right, question is what do you want? What do you want, Jake? TS Railways, do we start placing bets how long the 2MT is before it makes an appearance on a Sunday running session? It's currently in the cabinet at the moment. There is a sound chip, which is there for it. That's got the Locoman sound 2MT sound file on it. But yeah, I need to get it sorted. So yeah, the LMS red one, the Duchess, you mean? Duchess is a bit overkill for the little quad art set, surely. Please, yeah. Okay, fine. As it's Christmas. As it's Christmas. Sweet. Absolutely hilariously funny this will be. Right. Thomas pulling the Mark 1s. I don't think Thomas has got enough weight in him to pull the Mark 1s. Oh dear. That's derailed. Why? You shouldn't have derailed. Oh. For goodness sake, what's going on here? Generally helps if the point motor wasn't stuck together, the point blade wasn't stuck, but there we go. So, Heritage Road, good evening. Good to see you in the chat. This is going to be significant overkill. you could put a tank engine on. Are you using automatic day and night on the layout? Yes, I am, is the honest answer to that. Don't know why it's the honest answer, but it's the answer to that anyway. So yeah, basically my layout automatically goes between night and day. So what you'll find is it spends an hour on day mode, and then it goes 10 minutes evening, then it goes half an hour night time, and then it goes 10 minutes morning, basically. So yeah, the idea being that you guys get to see my layout go night and day throughout the time. I do have the main lights in here as well, which you can see. You can see at the ceiling up there, basically. So yeah, but they're generally off when I run the layout, because the layout obviously does its night and day thing. So yeah, as I say, the station with all its night lights on. Oh, doesn't that look good? Doesn't that look good? You know, I'm gonna take a picture of that now. I'm gonna share it to my Facebook. It's a shame one of the lights isn't working, but yeah. It does look so good. Right, let's go to the Sunday night. So JMC Sunday Night Community, if anybody wants to look it up. There we go, that's gone. We've got the Duchess coming back to pick up the quad arts, that'll be quite funny. Let's give it the right away. Inoxia Models, good evening, mate. I hope you're well, Ben. So, and Merry Christmas to you. Just needed to snow before Christmas. No snow, no snow. Donk. This is a funny train, by the way. This is very funny, in fact, but never mind. I suppose that's the fun of it. There we go. Have I got any shows lined up or booked in the new year, John? Not at the moment, actually. I'm pretty free at the moment, but I don't have my big Halland layout anymore. I got rid of that fairly recently. So yeah, I've got a funny feeling there's something to do with Shildon at some point with Byway MPD, but I can't remember. Actually, Jake's in the chat, I think. Is it Jake in the chat? I can't remember now. Somebody's been emailing me about doing a show. I did go back to them with it, I think. Come up to Shildon 4th and 5th of April, that's it. I must say, it looks really good with all the lighting, but yeah. I need to get some more lights over that side, though, that's the only thing. Need more building lights. Just looks like an absolute blur when all the coaches go by, don't they? Funny. We need to go to the loop end because I need to look where I'm stopping this thing. I'm sorry to say I'm probably going to end up bringing the 31 back because it's got the nice lighting in the coaches. So, problem is I can't need to wait. Ba ba bee ba ba da, ba ba dee ba ba da. Tunnel. Got a good sound to that 31, really does. It looks cool. With all the lighting, it looks wicked, actually. It's a shame more layouts out on the exhibition circuit don't do this whole night and day thing, actually. They really should, because obviously, you know, it just adds something else to the layout. It really does. You know, it's nice to have all the lighting, it's nice to have all the night and day features and all this sort of stuff. You know, we go and look at like the platform, for instance. Look at that. Look how much, you know, look how nice that looks. Now, obviously, I've obviously got the cameras. I can't think of the word now. I've got the aperture on the cameras, so they're letting a little bit more light. So it's not like you guys are literally looking at like pitch black, basically. You know, there is a slight blue tinge over the layout and all that kind of stuff, and that just sort of highlights little areas and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, it's really cool to see little features happening and stuff going on, etc. Not entirely sure why. I'm not entirely sure why, but for some reason the building lights have turned themselves off. So I need to investigate if I've changed a setting or something like that. There's something funny going on, but it was good to see that the lighting still works. That was definitely a major sort of thing for me at one point. So yeah, I'm happy to say that is all still working, I guess. Unless it's this relay that's faulty. That's the other alternative. And of course I glued it on the side of the layout. So, not one of my finer moments. Nope, can't get that off. Never mind. Something to do another time. Right, let's bring the 31 in. Watch what you're doing, John. I mean, that's the handy thing sometimes with this layout, because I can basically like get the trains to automatically stop on the red signals. It's literally a case of that's pretty cool as well. So yeah, H&H Express model N-scale trains. I'm working on it via JMRI using the fast clock and the table and the light table. Ah, okay. Ah, interesting. Okay, that's a different way of doing it. I use JMRI, ironically. So yeah, for my full Mimic panel, everything all basically goes onto JMRI and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah. Natural fact, if I go there you go, you can see my JMRI, basically. So you've got your tables and your lights, I'm guessing. So yeah, I've got like the shed lights. Which weirdly enough say off, so I'm a bit confused as to... Yeah, I'm slightly confused as to what's going on with them, but... something I will have to look at, I'm guessing. There we go. Just the twin horn. I like the twin. I like the twin horn on this. It's very cool. I've gone too far. Yep, works lovely on the 31. How easy is JMRI to use? I mean, I've been using it now for quite some years, so for me it's quite easy. I guess for some people it might be a little bit tricky and a little bit strange. But there's plenty of videos out there to do it. In actual fact, I was quite a while ago now, I was contemplating doing a little video series on JMRI and how to get it to work, etc. So yeah, maybe I need to have a think about revisiting that, actually. That might be a cool idea to do. Right, we need to... send the 31 off into the distance. And we need a steam engine on it. So I think I saw somebody comment and say the V2, so that's exactly what we will do. We'll get the V2 out. Got good sound, that. To run it clear of the points before I can change it. Too far, too far, too far, too far. Give it a go. I mean, JMRI is a free piece of software to download anyway, and it's quite nice in the sense that you can do things like Y-throttle and the web servers as well. So it might be a little bit hard to see, but you can see like the whole mimic panel of my layouts on the controller as well. And these are just iPad minis, so these are like 50 something pound basically. So they're not dear at all. And yet you can do, well, as you can see, you can literally run the whole railway off that tablet basically. So I mean, I've got 3 of these now, so it's literally a case of, you know, you can literally have good fun, good play value and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, there are automation things and there are complex things you can do with it and all this sort of stuff. But for me, I like to play. I like to use my railway. I like to control my engines and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, for me, it was a case of, well, I'm not going to go to the extent of like automating the layout or anything like that. Park it in the side in there. In actual fact, what we can do here is ooh, that's weird, they don't have like a parked mode. Yeah, okay. Oh well. What model of iPads do you use? These are the 2nd generation iPad minis, basically. Only the 16 gig ones, because you don't need to do anything. So, if it has a DCC address, you can control it. It's pretty much that's pretty much the answer to it as well. So. See, this is the other thing, like Dispatcher Pro and all that sort of stuff. The way they do their railways are way better than what I've done here or what we do over here and all this sort of stuff. So it literally would be, you know, it would be much more complicated with all the Dispatcher stuff and all this sort of stuff. But there are useful things that you can just do, that kind of thing. So as Express Model N Scale Train says, you can basically make a JMRI as complicated as you want. I'm used to it. Most controlling turnouts and lights, etc. So yeah, I mean, for instance, things like the turnouts all on this, the signals all on this, the turntable, all those kind of things. They're all controlled with JMRI. Block detection is on the layout, but there's only certain areas that the block detection's added at this time. I need to sit down and I really do need to get on with and add more block detection things, because it would be really useful for me. Areas that I can't see, you know, all the way down the far end there, for instance, through the curtain, it would be really useful for me to be able just to watch the train on my mimic panel on the screen in front of me, and then I could literally just denote where things are, as opposed to keep topping down with a camera down there to basically the boring end of the layout, etc. So with JMRI you can use iPad minis, iPhones too. Once you get used to it, it's not actually used. I mean, this is the other cool thing as well, because like with the iPad minis, I mean, I'm an Android user, but with the iPad minis it's a case of you can buy the full version of the Y-throttle app through the App Store, and then basically if you just link all your iPads to the same account, you can use the one purchase on multiple units. Basically, I have done now for many years, so that's quite a handy way of doing it as well. Alan Price, we have lights in some of our buildings on our brand new O-gauge layout, which shows a modelled insides. Very cool. That's, yeah, I think half the problem I've got is, like, for instance, I look at like signal box detailing and all this sort of stuff, but then I end up putting cameras inside my signal boxes, so I end up like ripping out half the detailing to get the cameras in. So it kind of doesn't work out very well for me, that kind of thing. Pushing to full automation with JMRI gets interesting. It gets complicated. It gets lots of scripts. It gets lots of lots of fun. But there we go. Oh, whiskey and coke. Oh, shouldn't be drinking, should I? Drinking and driving trains. Oh no. Right. It's toy trains, so I think I can get away with it. Right. What do we want? I can't even remember what's over here or can see anything. Oh, what have I done? I've somehow turned my lights off. That was clever. Okay, that does work. Lights does work. That's quite funny. Yeah, okay. Here's one for you, John. Been running locomotion, and the wheels cause sparks when it goes through certain points. None of my over locos do this. Honestly, Iron Horse, I've got no idea. You know, I mean, if it's sparking, it's generally a case of it's causing a short or the wheel pickups are going. I mean, if you're seeing a spark, you know, generally that denotes like high ampage, that kind of thing. You know, too high ampage, that kind of thing. If it's not short in the layout out, keeps the low. It's the loco that keeps on giving. Goodness sake. I can't wait for your video. I just think it's going to be comical. I really do. When's your video out? Iron Horse Railways. When is your video out on locomotion? Because seriously, this deserves a follow-up video. This really does. It was absolutely hilarious. Stuart right there. Yeah, check back-to-backs on wheels. I suppose that's already been done. Already out, mate. Already out? What do you mean it's already out? Why are we not watching it? Why are we sat here on my YouTube channel? Why can't we be watching your channel? Oh, you want a second video? Yes, I do want a second video. Because I think it's funny. Back-to-backs have been done. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. When did it come out? The locomotion? 80... Kylie Minogue's locomotion was 80-something. I'm not giving any more spoilers away. Just make a video, Craig. Make another video. Make a follow-up video. I think it's absolutely hilarious. So yeah, right. We need to get a loco. I don't even know what I've got out over here actually. Right, we need to have a bit of a juggle around, unfortunately. Right, so Rifle Brigade is currently on the turntable, and then the V2 is facing the wrong way. So tank engine and tell Richard to hurry up and bring the Black 5 back. Not many tank engines on the layout at the moment, actually. Let's get the Rifle Brigade out of the way. Blimey. Heavy. I don't know what it is about the V2, but it really does get slightly temperamental when it's been sat cold for a while, which is absolutely hilarious. So my V2 is an 8-pin model. This is one of the later 21-pin models, so it's got cool features on it. So yeah, and basically what I've done is I've modified the tender connection, so I've got a bigger speaker in the tender as well. So in actual fact, this thing's got 3 speakers in it. So I've got an EM1 that's in the, well, basically an Acura Thrash, which is in the tender. I've got an 18x13 which is in the smokebox barrel, and then I've got the 15x11 that's in the original model. So yeah, basically, lots of fun with that. All talking about the locomotion now, are we? Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Yeah, that's one thing I do need to do, spotting that. The lamps on the V2 need to be painted black and then repainted in white, because at the moment you can see they light bleed like buggery. Whoa, that was interesting. What the heck happened there? Spin it round, spin it round. Yeah, as you can see, the lamps need some work on the front of this model. Yeah, they definitely need some work on the model. They literally light bleed like crazy. That's horrendous. Just coming up to 8:30, which means we probably will see it come out of nighttime mode fairly soon. Yeah. Ah, sweet. I could not have timed that any better if I tried. Wow. Oh, that's funny as. There we go. Right, so there you go. Couldn't have timed that any better, could I? The layout is coming out of nighttime mode, basically. How funny is that? It's like an episode of Bloomin' Thomas. Go back! Go back! Weird, because it is actually running smooth, but to you guys for some reason it's... Oh, no, it did jerk just then. Okay. What a flipping jerk. You reckon your wire, your coil wire, catching? That seems a bit strange. Seems very strange. It's supposed to be coiled around the axle. If your axle's that small. Tim, see, this is the thing that always makes me laugh, right? Now, the spring design pickup itself, right? There's nothing wrong with the spring design pickup as a whole, right? The spring design pickups are actually very good. I actually use spring pickups on my coaching stock, on my LMS coaching stock. So I've got a Raker 4 ESU fitted LMS coaching stock, and I use the spring pickups on all the axles on those coaches themselves. So I've literally got a right and a left on one bogie and a right and a left on the other bogie as well. And that quite literally works beautifully, because beforehand I had the wipers, the two outside prong wipers touching on the wheels and everything. And even with 3 coaches on, it used to create that much drag for my Midland compound that my Midland compound couldn't actually pull it up an incline at all. So at the time I was actually working for DCC Concepts, and Richard Brighton, you'll all know the face of him. He actually suggested to me to try these spring pickups and everything like that. So I actually bought all the sizes in the end. But yeah, I actually fitted these spring pickups to these coaches, and they're fab. They're absolutely brilliant. So yeah, spring pickups as a whole, you know, they are better. Yeah, spring pickups is what the guys use on the making tracks layout, yeah. Mr. Iron Horse Railways, do you approve of V2? There you go, look at that. That is quite hilarious. Just going to quickly do something now. I'm getting fed up with this thing jerking around, and all of a sudden my brain's just gone, I know. Let's have a look at something. Give me a second, guys, sorry. Not really the time to be doing stuff like this, but I'm just getting annoyed with my V2 misbehaving is probably the best way to explain it. So in case anybody's wondering what I'm doing, is at the moment I'm currently changing CVs on the main track, basically. See if we can make it any better. Or, no, my luck, I'll probably make it worse, but Right, so yeah, CV changes. Sorry guys. Let's go and see if I've made this any better or if I've made it worse. I think it's time we bring the Deltic back though. Oh no, I've really messed that up. Really messed that one up. Need to have a work on that then. Hot Dog Pilot Andy, good evening mate. It's an ESU decoder and I just tried changing a couple of the other CVs, but needless to say I've messed it up, so I will be going back and revisiting that at some point, but there we go. Have you come to swap out the turnout motors? Yeah. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. I've literally got all the bits to do it now. There's one little problem that I've got, in the sense that the servo controllers that I'm going to be using, they are basically powered by a fixed 12 volt feed, or a fixed power supply basically. Now I use the DCC and the DCC power to basically power my DR4018s at the moment, or the YD whatever the heck they are, 6016s or something like that I think they are. But yeah, basically so what I've got to do is I've got to try and work out a way of converting the DCC signal into a nice stable DC signal, and when I say stable I mean it's got to be stable, it can't be fluctuating or anything like that, otherwise it'll induce servo chatter. So yeah, I'm basically just getting all the parts together basically. Do you have time to run the 4MT with those Mark 1s? Let's see. For starters it needs turning round. And I've clicked the wrong one. Five at 4. Oh. Don't have a... Facing the wrong way does help. I don't want it facing the wrong way, I want it facing the right way, but there we go. Is your turntable a Belgian one? No, it's a Pico one actually. It's a Pico one, and then I bought an Arduino kit, basically from a company called DCC Interface. I don't believe he's trading anymore, unfortunately, but yeah, basically I bought this nice stepper motor kit and everything from him. I did some development work on some other kits with him as well for Wi-Fi and a little screen one and all this sort of stuff. I don't really need the screen one or anything fancy, so I ended up just going back to the standard Arduino, putting in my variables, and basically left it so I could yeah, basically just click on my controller and away it goes, kind of thing. There was a time though, it was quite funny. It was very early days of doing it all. It was quite literally a case of you'd hit the turntable and it would just be like just spin around like an episode of it was just spin around like an episode of Thomas or something like that, when the wind catches James and he just spins and spins and spins. So yeah, it was quite funny in the early days of doing it, but there we go. Did see a comment. Oh, I did see a comment. Ooh, Purple says Hot Dog Pilot. Don't tell Grace there's a purple loco, Andy. Jenna has lots of purple locos actually. I'm not going to say what she's got, but yeah, she's pretty much, and if it's a purple loco, she'll have it. She will have it, quite literally. So yeah, there we go. Thomas with the quads, and Annie and Clarabelle with the Duchess, says Sodor down the man. I think you're pushing your luck a little bit there. Are you planning on getting more of the Thomas, Bachman Thomas range locos? Yes, I already have Edward, which is kind of pulled apart, and I do need to sit down at some point and start doing the conversion to Edward, but he will have, again, lamps and... Has he got a lamp? I don't know if he's got a lamp on him or not. But yeah, he will have sound and all that kind of stuff as well, so yeah. Sorting out my own turntable to be DCC constant feed, reading most polarity switches. They don't work. The HM7 allow unless Stay Alive is fitted. Have you tried a... Well, my first thing would be have a look at the Tam Valley. Tam Valley do a dual juicer that basically allows you to do auto reverse, and that's what I use on this one basically. Now the turntable ring underneath for the Pico one is basically two halves. That's been modified so it's one continuous ring now, and then the center pin that drops down to connect onto the stepper motor has been modified, and that center pin actually carries the other rail feed down now. So it's quite literally the two brass pins that drop down in the turntable connect onto the one ring, spins round, and then underneath where the metal bar comes down and through, I've literally got two wipers that touch either side of the brass spindle. Probably the best way to explain it. And that basically then gives me the power for the other rail feed. Obviously it means I've had to modify the bridge of the turntable a little bit, but that wasn't too hard to do at all actually. So yeah, again, I've got some pictures and all this sort of stuff, and I can share them onto the JMC community group if you want, so that way you can check it out basically. I'll find my mouse on the screen. Christopher, okay, Sukaradensha. I don't know that one, but yeah. Good evening. Thank you for joining. I think I've seen your name before. How did you manage to access the Arduino scripting? As I'm on Engage layout, I need to try to adjust one of the steps in the alignment. If I'm honest, I cannot remember. I know I have a file that's solely dedicated. Let me just see if I can find it for you. Hang on. It'll be one of those things I will never ever find it for looking. Here it is. Now, from what I remember, I ended up changing one of the files. Must be that one. Yeah, so I ended up going into the file and changing. That's it. Right. Just give me a second. What I'll do is I'll just go onto the screen for you. So yeah, basically I ended up changing the config file that he sent through to me. So he actually done a version number JG there, you can see. But basically it basically goes through all the steps and all that sort of stuff. So it's 00 and N scale, etc. The stepper drive, the amount of steps and all this sort of stuff. Direction, the hall sensor home, etc. And then I ended up with the 00 ones where I basically could program in the speeds, the acceleration, the max speed, etc. And then I think it was further down I could then go and change my, or can I? Can't remember now. That might be the wrong one, to be honest, but there was one that I literally ended up, like, don't save. Can't find it. I mean, the honest answer to it is it's not my Arduino software to share. So I'd rather not do that, if I'm honest. I'm a big believer in sort of protecting people's kind of things, etc. Only sparking a little bit now. Oh, goodness sake. Right, anyway, we better go back to camera so I can see what I'm doing, etc. John, what, Jake? Does it still sing Kylie? What does sing Kylie? Oh, do you know what? I've just remembered something. I need to disconnect the Deltic from the front of the coaches. Otherwise, no matter how hard that 4MT tries, that is not going nowhere. Woohoo! Woo, blimey, as you say. Oh, ugh, overexposure. Oh, we're gonna miss it. Ugh, stupid things. Parking in the wrong place. Anyway, John, the Andrew Barclay is off to you in the new year. You know why. If you do it... If I do it myself, I'll break something. Excuse you. You are excused, Thomas. Did you know, guys, it's a beautiful day. You've got to put him on the turntable. It doesn't spin fast enough anymore. Only one problem with that. I've got to get something else out of the way first. Need to get the Deltic out of the way. Fire up the Deltic. See what's going on down the far end first. That's what's going on down the far end, so I'm very glad I looked just then. Right, back to number one. I was what? No way, I never win anything. Clydebridge Station, just watch Dean Park. You're getting a postcard from Stuart Black in the Dean Park Christmas tree. I never win. Are you serious? I never win anything. That's hilarious. Well, I'm quite thrilled at that, actually. I'm really happy about that. Wow. I genuinely am, actually. This is not like being made up or anything like that. I am proper... You know, you might just think, oh, it's a postcard, but do you know what? I'm actually quite pleased at myself for that. That's hilarious. Wow. I'm genuinely made up by that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you were the second of the 4 winners of a set of 8 postcards. Wow. That's actually really cool. Funny enough, in actual fact, there's my there's my scorecard when I was actually ticking it through. So Santa and Angel, like this sort of thing. That was literally my little tally that I was going through. Admittedly, the amusing thing is the amount of angels I counted wasn't actually one on the answer sheet. So I ended up guessing in the end. So yeah, I think I guessed right. Wow! Oh wow! I'm proper proper made up by that. That's wicked. Oh, I'm gonna have to go and watch that now. So, seriously, honestly, I am proper made up by that. I never win anything. I really don't. I'm genuinely be serious. I never ever win anything. So that's proper. Yeah, that was it. 9 Santas. Nine Santas. I got 9 Santas, and I only had 1 angel. So then when I looked at the multiple choice, it was like 2 angels, I think was one of the answers. So it was like, well, it can't be 1, it's got to be 2 then. So that's what I did. But look, genuinely, there is my answer: Santas and angels. That is proper. That's proper made my evening. That has. Oh, that's funny as. Sorry, I'm literally going to be chuckling away to myself now forever and a day. That is so funny. That is brilliant. Right, the honest answer to getting Thomas on the turntable is that's really not going to happen. So, by the miracle of camera trickery, there's Thomas. Because I'm literally going to run out of time otherwise. So there you go. There's Thomas on the turntable. Let's spin him round quickly. That Deltic is so loud. It's ridiculous. I'm going to have to turn the sound down on it. It's so loud. But yeah, so you might catch the thing with the face on this. So the moving eyes, I've actually got these proper Thomas faces that I stick over the Backman ones. But basically what I've done is I've drilled out that face. I've drilled out that face and basically redone all the mechanism inside basically. So it's nice and free and not going to wear the motor out and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. I'll show you. Should be running back just towards the edge. While the turntable's still spinning round, that's quite funny.
Excuse me.
Well, I don't normally do this because it'll literally get me things, but do you know what? It's Christmas. Yeah, I'm that happy I'm actually going to boogie to Thomas the Tank Engine. There we go, guys. Anyway, it is 9 o'clock. I really do appreciate you all watching. Merry Christmas to you all. Really great to see some new names in the chat and all this kind of stuff. Just what a year! I mean, it's overwhelming to me that all you guys watch my channel. It's just fab. I mean, I started it as a little personal blog. I've said it before. I started it as a little blog to myself. I started it as a little thing to basically show how the layout was progressing and what I was doing, etc. And then I sort of got into the kind of idea of doing a YouTube channel and showing off bits that I was up to, giving you guys advice and answering questions and all this sort of stuff and everything like this. It literally has just gone from there, and you know, I really appreciate it. Do like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already subscribed, do so. If you hit me a like button, that's really cool as well. Just genuinely have a great Christmas and a fab New Year, and I will see you next year for some more Sunday night chats and more layout fun and more of this little hilarious guy. Anyway, take care, everyone. Thanks again for watching. Really do appreciate it. Merry Christmas. See you all soon. Bye bye. Bring Thomas in April. Yes, Jake, I will do. Not a problem. Night all, says Valley56XS. Night, everyone. Tim, Dallas, thanks for joining the stream. We're literally just about to end it now, like this sort of thing. Gilly, good night. Sodor Dan, Haunted Railways. Dave, Tom, Iron Horse, good night. Everything. Robbie Woo, excuse me. Yeah. I think I just like the drink, that sort of thing. But anyway, Hot Dog Pilot, thanks for joining in again. You know, see it, you know, appreciate it. Massive love to all you guys. Really do appreciate it. Have a fab Christmas. Sophie and... I'm terrible with names. I'm really sorry, TS Railways. Oh, God, what was his name? I'm so bad. I need to go actually back through the stream. It's awful. It's so bad. I'm so bad at this. Why am I so bad at remembering people's names? I can remember people's YouTube channels. It's absolutely hilarious. I can't find it. Oh, I'm completely lost now. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. TS Railways, I'm really sorry, mate. I've forgotten your name. I'm really, really terrible. But anyway, Tom, Sophie. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Really do appreciate it. Take care, guys. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Bye.